These are 2 exercises to help increase your club head speed ahead of the 2021 season. Nat, what are they?
So first exercise we're going to do is a plyo press up, or a springy version of a standard press up. It can be quite hard, yeah, but we're going to start with a slightly easier version so everyone can have a go. So we're actually going to head to the wall. So obviously I doubt anyone's got a brick wall at home. Luckily if you do, maybe you've got a nice garden. But if you don't, you can just use the actual wall at home for this, or if you want to use something you can lean on, it's anything really you can put your hands on and just come onto a slight angle. So all we're going to do for this is set up for a normal press up, and then what we're going to do is just spring off it. So we're going to use a little bit of upper body power and speed to create a bit of speed as well.
Concentrating on creating some upper body power and speed.
Yeah, exactly. So all you're going to do is find yourself into a grip like that. You're going to come onto your toes, and I think the key thing with this is that we've not got the butt sticking out. We're going to tuck the hips under, butt in tight like this, nice straight line from the body, and then all you're going to do is you're going to drop to like a normal press up like this, and on your way up you'll spring off. I'm going to do that in quite a fast motion. So from here you want to move 1 rep into the next, so we go down and then you come off like that, nice and fast, and try and push yourself off as fast as you can.
Where will you feel this? Is it like triceps? You'll probably feel quite a lot.
Mainly in the chest, a little bit in the triceps. We're going to keep the core in tight as well, so we keep the frame nice and tidy. And this is an easier version of this exercise, so everybody can have a go. So the way to advance this would just be to do a normal press up on the floor and spring off the ground.
Is that why you see those Superman ones where feet and arms come?
Yeah, we might get a clap in there, maybe a clap around the back if you're really good.
So what would this bring into the golf swing? So if we went and got a golf club over here now, how would this help you in your golf swing?
So if you think a big component of general club head speed is being able to rotate and move the torso quickly over the lower body, and in order to do that you have to have an element of strength there in the first place. So I think one thing we do well as golfers and coaches is talking about the lower body moving, but we don't always complement that with actually moving the upper body frame as fast. So what this does is just teach you to use your upper body a little bit quicker.
So if we're talking this through a golf club, are we saying in terms of feeling it into the golf ball, a bit of that feeling of the club whipping through, that's going to help you with that?
Yeah, exactly. If you think a big component to the club head speed, as we said, is upper body strength. In order to get speed we have to have an element of strength, so what we're looking for is that ability to kind of whip the club through fast over the lower body. So we've got to train the upper body at speed as well as we do the lower body. Okay, so what's exercise number 2? Now remember, this is a 3-week course, so follow this in order, okay? So this is week 1, week 2 and week 3 will precede this. Yeah, so we've got a logical order to the things that we're doing today. So exercise number 2 is just a standard vertical jump. So typically in the gym we use this as a test quite a lot to see how powerful people are in the lower body, how high they can jump, which correlates to that ground force and club head speed as well. So this is really simple, this one. All you're going to do is set yourself up in a squat position. You can use the arms as a bit of a counterbalance with this. It becomes quite difficult if you don't use the arms to help yourself upwards. And literally all you're going to do is jump. It's as simple as that. So I take my arms down and I'm going to spring up and land. So are we looking, is this almost like a 1-go test and that's how high I can go, or is this something that you would spring up, go down, stay in balance, then go down again and go up? Yeah, actually you can kind of do both for this. Okay. So the vertical jump version we typically do with a little bit of a break in between, because it's all out power. We want you to use as much as you can, which takes a little bit of rest and recovery time in between each rep. Typically we'd call it a squat jump if you were going to go from one to the next without rest. So for this one, I think for most people they can have a go at like 3 to 5 reps with a little rest in between, about 30 to 60 seconds rest in between each one. See how much force you can get off the ground. There's actually a really simple way to test this if you really want to know how high you can jump, is you get a piece of blue tack on the wall at the height of your arm like this, then you're going to jump and you stick another piece of blue tack on the wall at your jump and you measure the distance between the two. What's a good test? How high should that blue tack be? So PJ Tour averages are roughly 20 to 22 inches in terms of the measure. Yeah, above your arm height. Yeah, it's quite high. With long hitters on tour, so we're talking DJ, Koepka, Bryson, they're going at 30 to 36 inches on average in terms of measurement, so it's a big jump. If we said this right now, so week 1, this is 3 weeks of speed, if people measured it now, should we get them to go right at the end of the 3 weeks, follow all these exercises and hopefully see a little bit of an increase in... Yeah, I think so. I think measure your first jump, give yourself the average of 3, so have maybe 3 to 5 goes and take the average, then measure it again at the end of the 3 weeks and see if it's changed. Hopefully, you're like Bryson. There we go.
On this note though, I've seen a lot of the comments here on the video saying, oh, ones have got bad knees, we always sort of add a variation in for that.
Yeah.
What should they do in terms of that explosive one? I think people with the first one against the wall is a really good one, but if you've got bad knees and bad ankles, you probably don't want to be jumping.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one where the jumping's concerned. So one thing that we can do is just bring it down to a box or a chair and simply just try and stand up a little bit faster. It's obviously not quite as good as doing the full version, but if you have got dodgy joints in terms of knees and ankles, we don't want to be landing the full body on those. So maybe if you just sat in the sofa at home, you can just have 10 reps, just try and stand up as fast as you can, make it a little bit explosive and a bit more powerful than normal.
Fab. So there you go. They're the 2 exercises for week 1 on our quest to give you some more speed. Do that test. Thank you for Nat for coming on.
No problem.
As always, all her information is down below in the description. See you for week 2.